Welcome back to Animal Notebook. Let's jump right in. Today's explainer is all about the undisputed monarch of tropical waters. We're talking about a creature that just naturally commands respect, the ultimate apex predator. We're looking at the tiger shark. And in this explainer, titled Tiger Shark Throne of the Tides, we are going to unpack the hard facts that make it the true ruler of the ocean. Just look at this majestic predator, effortlessly patrolling the reef. Now, what's truly mind-blowing about this animal is the crazy contrast in how it lives. On one hand, you have this elite master hunter that can literally crack open the shells of giant sea turtles. But on the other hand, well, it has this bizarre habit of eating actual human garbage. And I mean literal garbage, like rubber tires. So how does a creature so perfectly evolved for the ocean end up swallowing our trash? Well, we're going to find out.
Here is our ultimate dossier for today's explainer. We'll be covering anatomy of a predator, their strange role as the ocean's garbage can, reproduction, conservation, and definitely stick around because we're finishing up with a rapid-fire round of our top 4 tiger shark FAQs. Okay, Section 1, Anatomy of a Predator, the Apex Blueprint.
The sheer scale and build of this animal is just, wow, it's remarkable. You'll notice they have this very distinct, broad, flat, kind of wedge-shaped head, paired with a blunt snout that's actually shorter than the width of its mouth. And as they get older, that head broadens out even more, which is a neat little evolutionary trick to help them tackle a wider, tougher variety of prey. Let's put some numbers to that size, just to give you some perspective. A typical adult tiger shark measures anywhere from 3 to 4.5 meters long, so that's about 10 to 14 feet. And they can tip the scales at a massive 900 kilograms, or roughly 2,000 pounds. Some historic estimates even suggest they could hit 8 meters. Oh, and they live a really long time too, with an estimated lifespan of 27 to 37 years, maybe even more. Actually, here's a super cool biological fact. They are sexually dimorphic. That means the females actually grow significantly larger than the males. But listen, sheer size is not their only weapon. They possess an absolute sensory superpower called electroreception. Basically, they have specialized organs around their head that can literally detect the incredibly faint electrical signals given off by the muscle movements of their prey. It's like a built-in radar. Because of this, they can hunt perfectly at night, navigating and striking even in the murkiest, most turbid coastal waters where they love to hang out. Moving right along to Section 2, the ocean's garbage can, an opportunistic feast. Now, while the juveniles tend to stick to smaller fish and jellyfish, adult tiger sharks boast the absolute broadest diet of any shark species. We're talking rays, dolphins, seals, seabirds, and even carrion, like dead whales. But their absolute specialty? Sea turtles. They have these totally unique, heavily serrated, curved teeth that point sideways. It basically acts like a biological saw, letting them slice straight through tough turtle shells and thick bone like it's absolutely nothing. However, that willingness to eat pretty much absolutely anything comes with a really strange downside. Researchers routinely find non-food items in their stomachs. It's a slightly tragic contrast, honestly. You have this majestic, ancient apex predator mistakenly swallowing completely man-made debris, like old license plates and literal rubber tires, simply because it was curious and, well, hungry. It's a glaring reminder of how our waste directly intersects with the wild. All right, let's dive into Section 3, Reproduction and Life Cycle, Ensuring the Legacy. Tiger sharks are super unique among their family of requiem sharks because they are ovoviviparous. Let's break that complex term down real quick. It basically means the embryos develop inside eggs, but those eggs actually hatch inside the mother. So instead of a mammalian placenta, the pups are nourished by fluid-filled sacs, a process called embryotrophy, while they safely develop inside mom's body. Now, the really crucial point here is the sheer volume of this reproduction. Are you ready for this? After a really long gestation period of about 13 to 16 months, a single mother can give birth to a staggering maximum of 80 pups in a single litter. 80! That is a massive biological output, though on average it's usually around 25 to 30. Check out this perfectly formed juvenile swimming alongside the adult. When those pups are born, they are roughly 20 to 30 inches long, and they are completely fully developed and ready to go from day one. You can also clearly see those famous dark vertical stripes on the young pup. As they mature and grow into adults, those striking markings eventually begin to fade away. Section 4, Conservation and Human Impact, the Crown in Peril.
There are two distinctly different ways humans tend to view this animal. On one side, you have the sensationalized media myth. Because they are part of the big three sharks implicated in attacks, they frequently get portrayed as these mindless man-eaters. But the reality? Unprovoked attacks on humans are extremely rare. Now, contrast that with their deep cultural reverence. Over in Hawaiian culture, for example, the tiger shark is highly respected as an aumakua, an ancestral guardian spirit that actually protects the family. They are curious investigators of their environment, not the movie monsters we've made them out to be. To wrap up this dossier, it's time for Section 5, Tiger Shark FAQs, answering your top questions.
Let's hit question 1. Where exactly does their famous name come from? Do they actually act like tigers?
Well, no, it has absolutely nothing to do with acting like a big cat. It is all about their appearance. They are named strictly for those beautiful, dark, tiger-like vertical stripes they have along their body in their youth. And as the shark ages and gets larger, these bars naturally fade out, leaving the adult some more solid, sleek gray or bluish green.
Question 2, and this is the one everyone always asks when we talk about sharks. Are humans on the menu? Are they dangerously aggressive?
The short answer? No. While they are undeniably a large, incredibly powerful predator, unprovoked attacks are statistically very rare, especially when you consider their massive global distribution. Marine researchers describe them as naturally curious rather than deliberately aggressive towards people. Humans are absolutely not their natural prey.
Moving on to question 3. Why do we even need them in the oceans? What purpose do they serve in the grand scheme of things?
They are the ultimate ecological regulators. As apex predators, they sit right at the very top of the food web. By continuously hunting a wide variety of animals, they keep prey populations strictly in check. This prevents any one single species from overpopulating and destroying the habitat, which ensures that the whole reef and coastal ecosystem thrives in a healthy, natural balance.
And our final FAQ, question 4. What is causing the decline of this incredible species right now? Unfortunately, the data clearly shows a global population decline estimated at around 30%, leading the IUCN to classify them as near threatened. And this decline is driven heavily by us, human activity. They are facing immense pressure from overfishing. Often they are caught as accidental bycatch, but they are also specifically targeted for their fins, their meat, and their liver oil, which is heavily sought after as a rich source of vitamin A. Honestly, without stronger fisheries management, this downward trend is only going to continue.
Which leaves us with this final thought to ponder. If we allow these majestic creatures to disappear, if the throne of the tides is left completely empty, what happens to the vibrant, delicate balance of our ocean's future without its ultimate guardian? Think about that the next time you look out at the sea. Thanks so much for joining me on Animal Notebook.